What's going on, everybody? Do you know what a fox is? Well, me either. But today, we're drawing a fox. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to download this character content. And you can do that by clicking the link that's in the description. Once you do that, just simply print it off so that you have your instructions on the left-hand side and you have your drawing space on the right. If the space is too small for you, just print it off. Your character content, set it off on the side so you have your instructions and work on a separate blank piece of paper. All right. So what are we working with today? Well, it's going to be the usual lineup. We're going to draw this with an HB pencil. We are going to get rid of any unwanted marks or smudges and lighten our drawing up in case we press too hard with our kneaded eraser. You have the option to outline it after. I just have a fine tip black marker here, but you could do it in a black pencil crayon as well, or anything for that matter. And then it's up to you how to finish this off, but I'm going to color it with with pencil crayons. Again, your choice, totally up to you. Okay, so you set everything off to the side and let's get into our drawing. Okay, so grab that pencil, and the first thing that we're going to do here is we're just going to go step number 1. Okay, so top left is our sphere. If you're new to the character content, it's just like assembling Lego pieces. By the end of this, we're going to build our foxy face. Okay. So let's start things off with our circle, and that's going to be just a general guideline for the fox. Again, keep it light so you know it's right. It's better to draw light. If it shows up dark on here, it's just because I'm pressing a little bit harder so that you can see it. All right, let's get started. So let's go about here. Okay, around and around. Let's get a rough idea of the face shape. Perfect. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to make our fox looking to the viewer's left. So what we can do is, how we're going to go about that is, imagine if this pencil represents the dead center of this circle. So left and right side are broken up evenly. We're just going to be coming off like just slightly over here, okay? So we're going to curve a line in a C shape, and it's going to go above our circle here, and it's going to go below here. That's just dividing our face from the left and the right. Okay. Then what we're going to do is imagine if that divides the face from the top and the bottom evenly. We're going to kind of, if it's right through the middle, that's cool. If it's just slightly above our pencil here, like at the top part of it, that's kind of where I'm going to put the eye line. And this is like a big smiley face line, okay? Like a really stretched out U. So our eyes are going to go somewhere in there. Now, just because I love to have this as reference, if we're looking at our face reference sheet here, this is what I mean. It's our fox is going to be facing the viewer's left. You can see this is a line that we chose here. It doesn't matter if the eyes are facing this way, the direction of the face will be pointing to the left. All right, the center line, the more further it goes, like all the way to the left-hand side here, you can see you lose the other eye, and our character's facing directly to the left, okay? But just as reference, we're doing this one here. So that was step 1. Done. All right, step 2, what are we going to do? Let's drop in the nose. So step 2 is going to be the nose. All right, and what we're going to do is, again, these lines here are just guidelines. You don't have to go off of them. All right, just giving us a little bit of reference. What we're going to do is we're going to start here, and we're actually just going to extend from like right where this plus sign is, right in the middle. This is where our nose is going to be. What we're going to do is we're going to just curve up. You can curve it as much as you want, but we're going to just elongate this here. You can see it's like a big stretched out U, very similar to this line. We're going to extend out. And then what we can do is we can drop for the second line here. You could put the circle on for the nose now, or you could just drop it down to here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to make this much bigger. And I'm going to end, like see here, I'm going to end somewhere in the middle of this here. I'm going to give myself a mark just kind of up here. Okay, so I'm going to extend this right up here. You can see it's wide and then it's getting narrower as we come to where the nose is going to be. All right, and then you're just going to put this, going to cap this off with just a circle here. Okay, so go around and around, we got like an oval. Nice. And what you can do is you can see the little circle inside. That's going to be our highlight. That's going to be like a pure white value there, just where the light is beaming right off that nose there. And that's step 2 done. Okay, let's drop in like the eyeballs here. Okay, let's drop in the eyeballs. So what we're gonna do is this is gonna be step 3 in here. So we have the left and the right eye. And what we're gonna do is, if you want, you can carry this like right up here, but one of the eyes, the left one, is just gonna be right in here. So imagine that nose comes right up here, and we're just gonna drop in an eye right here. It's one. And our second eye, see the space in between here? We're just gonna go between here and here. We're just gonna go right in the middle. If it's okay if it comes more to the right here, let's drop in our second oval. And those are the eyeballs done already. Okay, but we need some pupils in here, right? Let's put those in. Kind of looks a little creepy right now, so let's drop those in. All right, so what we have is we have 2 circles, and then we just have a U in the middle of them, and more upwards to the, like more to the top. And this will be white, and this is going to be, the bottom will be black. Right, so the pupil and then the highlight. So let's drop those in. Let's put 1 here. Just around and around and around in a circle. And let's drop the other one in here. Awesome. Cool. And just that U. Cool. Step 4 is done. All right, let's get into step 5. So what we're going to do is we are going to just put in like off to the side of the, like his mouth here. We're going to start this. So let's go step 5 down here. So this we already have. Okay, we already have that's his nose. And what we're going to do is we're just going to, if you want, you can just go over it a little bit. Just going to lighten this up just a little bit here. Get rid of that one little target mark that we had. So, okay, so our mouth goes to here. We need to put in like that backward C line right here. So we're just going to quickly put that in here. Awesome. So we have the top, we have the bottom here. Now it's just how far do you want this to come down? Okay, so what we're going to do is we'll start here. We're just going to curve inwards just a little bit. It's like a big U back up to here. So let's just drop it like here. As you can see, it's kind of like a U. I just kind of curved it a little here. You can curve it as much as you like. You're the artist. Now the inside, okay, let's put the inside in. See this? It looks like almost like the top of a heart or like a lowercase m. So let's do that. We can start up here. You can make the tongue as big or as small as you want. Cool. All right, see this part here? This is just the bottom, like it's his jaw. So it's just see this line here? We're just gonna replicate that, but we're gonna give it a little bit of distance. So let's space it out to here and let's just redraw this bottom part here. We're just gonna redraw this. Okay, and what you could do is even like see here, you can come a little bit higher if we want here. You can touch the bottom of the nose here, up to you. There we go. Cool, step 5 is done. Let's finish this whole like kind of area in here. So what we can do is let's go into step 6. We're gonna go here. See this kind of like almost like a question mark here? What that is we're just gonna come off the eye here. We're just gonna form the cheek. So we're just gonna curve around just like this. See him like sketching this out, wide, nice wide marks. And we're just gonna bend down, so it's almost like a question mark, okay? And we're gonna join up with that bottom of the jaw here, okay? Step 6 is done. Let's finish off the other cheek. Step 7 is this little C shape right here. So let's finish that off. We're just gonna come right off. See where the eye line is? As reference, you can do this too. See the top part of your cheek? If it doesn't line up, just carry it over, like curve it. And we're just gonna come right off the eye here. Let's curve around like that C. Cool. Step 7 is done. Okay, we gotta give this fox some teeth. Step 8 is gonna be our teeth. You see like a V or like kind of like a U. You can do them as a V or a U or combine them both, but just determine kind of where you want your teeth. And then I kind of round them. I like how they look when they're rounded a little bit better. I go 1 there and 1 here. So it kind of, you can do it beside where the jaw is. It's totally up to you, but I'm gonna put the teeth there. Nice. Step 8's done. All right, step number 9. Step number 9, what we're going to do is see this. It looks like we're going to finish like the mask of this fox. So like the top part of his face here. And what we're going to do is we're going to start here. I could do a little reference. And where we're going to be ending is right here. We're going to start here and end here. And we're going to do that with this shape here. So you can see it kind of looks a lot just like an M. And then it kind of, when we come down, we're just going to curve in a little bit and then end here. So just watch, okay? So we'll start here. So we're going to curve up. And see this point here? We're going to actually make that touch the center line. If it doesn't, don't worry. Just a little bit of reference. So see here? So it touches here. We're going to curve back. Right? And then we're just going to, when we come down here, we're going to go out to the right. Nice. Step 9 is done. We got to put some brows on this fox. Let's put some nice bushy eyebrows here. So let's go. Step 10 is going to be those kind of cheese puff cloud shapes up there. And again, you could just simply be like, okay, you know what? Like, hey, I've been drawing for a while. Let's just draw them in like here, okay? But if you don't know how to just go ahead and put them in, I'm going to show you. Again, you could just use like a frown line to drop it in. But what you do is just like this. Start here. Determine how wide you want it to be. So, and just do a C. And you want it to be like this wide, right? So over here, and a backward C. So we have a C and a backward C. And then all you're going to do is you're just going to do 2 like frown lines. So 1, so it's curving kind of down a little bit. And then another one, just kind of curve it down like that. And you got that eyebrows in here. If you want them to be shorter, like not as wide, you can shrink them in. That's why, again, you draw light. You can erase them if you need to. And that's it. That's how you draw those eyebrows. So again, a C, a backward C, then just a frown and another frown. And you got them. All right. And again, nice, because if you don't like how it looks, just, again, you can just shrink them. So I won't go out as far. Totally up to you. Cool. Step 10, like we said, is done. And now what we can do is we can start getting into the ears and like the side of the face and everything, okay? So let's start with the side of the face, like the bushiness, like to his cheeks. So let's go, step 11 is going to be the right one here. So this one right here, okay? Right here. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna, see this line here? We're gonna start here. We're just gonna kind of come down a little bit like this. And right here, we're just going to replicate this. And see this, it's small. We can make this as big as you want, okay? So we're going to be finishing like down here. Okay, we'll finish down here. So we're going to start here. We curve down. That's this part. And we're going to just finish like a target somewhere here. So watch. What I'm going to do is just have fun with it. So I'm going to come like a big U here. Come up to like a point. Bring it in. I'm going to come down here like this. It's really bushy, right? For another triangle, I'm going to follow into my third triangle here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to curve this around something like this. Nice, I like it. That's step 11 done. Step 12, we'll do the other side. And again, when we're doing this, I'll give you a, see here, if you did that U, like, you know, from the beginning for that eye line, just to give yourself a reference, okay, it's going to start here. And again, it doesn't have to be that set in stone. We're going to start here. And what we're going to do is we probably won't be able to see it because the face gets in the way. So we're just going to start here. Remember, you have 3, like 1, 2, 3. You could put 4 or 5. In cartooning, like less is more, like the more simplified you can do it, kind of like the better it looks. But again, that's just my opinion. But simple is key. So what we're going to do is we're just going to start here. Same thing, we're just going to extend down like this. We're going to curve up. And we're going to come down. And now we don't see this because like his face gets in the way, right? Like it's in behind his nose. So what we could do is we could just, if you want, just continue to draw right through. So it comes here. Right? The second one would come something like this. And then you would be like in behind here. So you could do something just like that, just like, hey, that looks cool. And then again, take your kneaded eraser because the nose is in front and just get rid of the lines that you don't need. But it's always a good idea to kind of like draw through, right? And if you don't want to extend out this far, you don't have to, we can shrink it. I like to do like kind of multiple lines sometimes just to see which one looks better. But that's step 12 done. Just so you can see how this finishes off, I'm going to do step 13. Here's the neck. Okay. So what we're going to do is just extend down here. We're going to carry this. We're going to extend here for the outside. Okay. Extend here. Here's the neck. We just already did those two. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to put 2 more lines in here in the center. So what ends up happening is this white part here is going to be like his cheeks, his whiskers on the cheeks here. They're going to come down in here. And then this outside part here is going to be orange. Okay. That's step 13 done. Step 14, let's get into the right, like the viewer's right ear. Okay, and again, this is just an idea of the shape. You can bend it, you can make them big, small as you want. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start here. Okay, so I'm going to start right here, give a little bit of reference, and I'm probably going to finish here. So start here, finish here. And all we're going to do is we're just kind of like, think of like, if you're going to break this down into a shape, you don't have to do this. See how I just put like a triangle in here? Because if I had to pick a shape, it kind of looks like a triangle. We want to give it a little bit of flair to it. We want to kind of like come up here. Just going to curve up a little. And then just going to come right down. So I'm starting up high and I'm just swooshing down here, curving right back to the head there. You can see it's kind of rounded. So again, I'm just going to curve up. And I'm just going to come right back down to here. Nice. This center part is basically, it's like the same thing, but see this little line, you're just going to extend that a little bit further. So this looks like it's coming over top and this is going in behind, but we don't need to get that fancy. Just see this, determine how wide you want it to be. Follow this exact line. Look, just follow it like here. Come down to here. We're going to round just like the bottom here. See here, it's rounded, just round out. And then you're going to finish here. So just replicate this line outside here, just like this. Cool. You got an ear in there. First one. Okay, so step 14 is done. Let's put in the other ear. Let's do step 15 is going to be the viewer's left ear. And it's the same thing. If you want, right, you could do this. Remember how we started with this curved line for the eyes? Look, what we could do is we could just get a feel for this. We could go here and just so it's the same, do something like this. Again, just as a guideline, doesn't have to be bang on. And what we're going to do is we're just going to drop in the ear. So I'm going to start somewhere here, and I'm going to be ending down here. Okay, so that eye line here, and end in there. And just the same thing. I'm going to kind of, if you want to, like, look here, draw a triangle first, just to give you some type of reference. Here's a triangle. We're starting here, ending here, and we're just going to curve it like how we did. We're going to come up, just curve around here, and on this point here, we're just going to come like almost like that backwards S. Awesome. Same thing for the inside, right? Determine how wide you want it to be. So we want it to be here. We're just going to follow the ear. But this time you can see here, this doesn't have a bottom because it's in behind. So we're just going to run it right into the whiskers here. And we're going to pick it up from here. We're going to follow this curve down the exact same way, right? Takes a shape and then it's just going to run right into there. Cool. Step 15 is done. The last thing we got to do is put on his hair, a little mop of a hair here. So this is just a general idea of how to do it. Like if you want, You can put in more like triangles if you want. If you want to put in like 3, if you want to put in 1 here and then carry the poof kind of around. It's up to you. You got to kind of, you're the artist, but you got to do what looks best for your drawing too. So if you want just a kind of an idea, okay, here's like, I'm just drawing a circle here. And I'll do it a little bit darker, so just so you can see it. And what we're going to do is we're going to start the hair right here. Okay, right here. If you want, like, hey, like where are you starting? See his cheek? If you were to draw a line up from his cheek, I'm going to start right here. Okay, so again, that cheek right up to here, I'm going to go here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to curve like a C. And I'm just going to come up to like 1 point. I'm going to curve the other way for my second. And then all I'm going to do here is I'm just going to follow this around. So see here, see where that circle is? Here's a point. Here's another point. Again. And you can see I went over the ear here. So when I'm coloring this in, or if you're outlining it, make sure that goes over top. So you can erase some of the ear here. I'll show you what I mean in a second. Curve here. And just one last kind of final curve here. All right. So you can see I got this all on here, all ready to go. That step 16 is done, our drawing is done. Now before I go in and show you what you can do with the eraser, all I'm saying is like, see this, take this, and just where the hair comes over top, you're not going to see part of the eyebrow there because it's covered, right? You're not going to see part of the ear in here because it's covered. Like certain things, you can just, the hair comes over top. So you can get rid of some things. All right, but there's your fox. What you can do now is take this kneaded eraser. You can roll it in that sausage link. You can do it in the air there. You can do it on a piece of paper. Remember, the best thing about these kneaded erasers, if you're new to them, is you can drag it across. You can use it like a stamp, or my favorite, just roll it. And what it does is it takes off layers of your graphite, nice and controlled so that you know when to stop. Okay. Dragging it's really, really nice too. You can just get rid of any unwanted mark or smudge. Remember, this is a benefit of drawing light. Right, you can get rid of anything that a lot easier. If you hulk up and you bury that pencil, it's hard to get rid of it completely. I think I like how that looks there. I still want to be able to see it. Okay, but that's it. You're set, ready to go. If you want, remember, you can outline this first and then color it in. I'm just going to color it in. Remember, on the side here, if you're new to the character content, what I always tell people is you can use this to test out your colors. So try them out here by simply like, hey, if you want to just color this in flat color the whole thing. You can use markers, whichever. You know that if you overlap your colors, so for example, if you want to add a little bit of a shadow to this, you add a little bit of black or brown, just say, or just a darker color than the one that you're using. And then if you were to go over top of it, right, you get new colors. You get shades. So just explore, experiment. You can also like write down the color name, right? If you're like, okay, this is this color right here, you can write down the actual name, or just like this. So that basically this is your game plan. This is your sheet. This is your reference before you start going and doing this. Okay. So again, if your instructions are on another piece of paper, that's great. Create a little legend, a little list for yourself before you get into it. And that way you can go and hop right to it. Cool. All right, everybody, listen, I'm going to color mine in. All right. Let me know what your fox is saying when you're done. And hopefully you like your end result. Best of luck. See you when I'm done. All right, and that's that. Hopefully you had a fun time doing this one. I know I did. I really love this cartoon character. He's one of my favorites. Also, my one of my little guys absolutely loves foxes, so this one's for him. So hopefully you had a blast doing this. Please, if you feel comfortable, share your drawings with me at myart_teacher at Instagram and TikTok. Until then, everybody, take care, comb your hair. Talk to you later.